Hey crafty friends, it's Rick. I'm back with another video. Today we are going to be making a fast and fabulous card. We're going to make a Halloween card because Rick wants to. We're going to be using the girl stamp set from CC Designs. I'm going to be using some Cosmic Rhinestones to add a little sparkle. I've used the nested dash circle frame dies from scrapback.com to create my frame. And I'm going to be using the Spooky Things 6x8 pattern paper pad from Simple Stories. And we're going to get started. I did go ahead and cut two of the circle frames, same size. I used the same dies. It was the second one in, I believe. Yes, second one in, and it cuts the inside and outside frame and the inside. And what I did is I flipped both of them over and taped them together. So I will take this one and I can stick it in the back of the packaging or over in my Halloween stuff, because we will be kicking off the Halloween card series in September. So there will be that coming. But I've already stamped my little girl in Tuxedo black ink onto Neenah cardstock. This is the pattern paper I pulled my color palette from. So we're going to start off with our focal panel as step one, and we are going to use, so we'll use C9, C7, and C5 and 3. So we're going to actually go with the parts first, because I was asked about this, and this I'm going to have to be super careful. It's just like coloring anything else. Anywhere an object or fold overlaps another object is where it is going to be the darkest in her little dress. So we are going to add that shadows in first. Now I could probably think about this and come in with a gel pen and then come back over our little polka dots on that dress to make it a little easier on myself. But I'm not going to do that. So we're going to color the hard way. We're going to go around our little polka dots, and then if I have to pull in that gel pen, I can always do that and come back and color over those. So we're going to lay in our C7. Try to go around those polka dots as best as possible. So we'll come over on this side, lay in those shadows. And again, where anything overlaps, we will have a shadow. So we have to add that in. We have to bring in our little shadows or blend out our shadows for those pleats in her dress. Because those would be a little bit lighter every time they come out a little bit from the fold. So you would have to have those in there. All right, I'll blend all this out with our C5. And you know what? I'm just going to come back and I'll put in the white gel pen so that it will be easier for us to color and save us a little bit of time instead of going around all those little polka dots. I probably should have picked a different image, but I did not, because I wanted to color her up. I have been dying to use this stamp set ever since I got it. There we go. Now I'm going to take a white gel pen, and in theory I should be able to come right back over that after it dries with a little bit of color. So we will just go ahead and fill in all those little polka dots with our white gel pen. And then I will let that dry while we work on the other parts of our image. All right, for her hair, we are going to use C9. Actually, no, I lie. I'm going to pull in the black, which is 110. And I'm going to start in the part of her hair. There. And then over that little twig. And then I like to start in the little tips of the bangs as well, and fill that in. If it's a tiny little area, I will just fill it in. So we got our little braid. I come in from the very bottom part of the braid and add in just a little bit of that shadow color. All right, I'll switch over to my C9. And I will blend that out since she is a little dark-headed little girl. So we'll blend all that together. Just flick up into our other area. Come right over where we previously colored. Come in with her little braid right there. We'll fill that. So add some more to that, blend that out. But I'll go ahead and finish her little braids first. I'm going to use my C7 and blend all that together. Our little gothic girl. And we'll flick in from our C9 and her hair and blend that out a little. We'll just come right over there. This side over here. Since we are doing our Fast and Fabulous card today. We also need to add her little shoes. So I need to color those. I'll go with the C7 as my darkest color. And then I am going to add a touch of C5 to her hair. So everything is blended together. And then we'll blend that out with her shoes. Our C5 and our C3. And I'm going to come right on the bottom of her little shoes with just my C3. And I will add a little bit of the C3 up on the whites of her collar and cuffs. Because we are just putting in the shadows since it is a white object. So we'll just add just a little there. Then I'll pull in my my 0 marker, blend all that together. All right, for her skin, we're gonna go E33 as my darkest color, E11, E21, and RE00. So we will start with our darkest color, our shadow. We're going to lay in up under her hairline because that would be in shadow along with her little ear. We'll add a little to the underneath of her hands. And her little legs. I will blend that out with my C11. Right under there. Go around her little eyes. Add just a little bit right there over her nose. And I will blend that out with my 21. I really want the center of her face to be more the lightest part, more ghostly feeling. And normally, anyway, the center part of your face has a little bit more light on it anyway because of all the reflections. So that's why we're doing that. Coming back in with that. I'm going to add just a little bit of that to her lip as well, that E33. I'm going to give her just a little rosy cheek with RV21. And then I'm going to blend that out with RV10. Come right over her little lip as well. Give it just a slight hint of tinge of pink because who she is. Now, for our little polka dots, I'm going to come in with BG 15, and I'm just going to come over a few of my little white dots, and we will just add little dots, polka dots of color to that dress that will match our pattern paper. I'm also going to use V06 for some of our little polka dots. There's no need to blend them because they are so tiny. Why would we even waste our time? We can just pop in a few of our dots to match our pattern paper. So we're going to come in with YR04. I will dot in a few of those. Fill those little white dots in. I'm just going to scatter them around to begin with, and then I can always come back and fill in more of the colors where I think they are needed. I'm going to use E95 for a few of our little dots for that lightest color in our pattern paper, that lightest pinkish color. All right, so there is my image all colored up. So that is step 1. We've got that done. Now we're going to move on to step 2, which is our focal panel. And for that, I have cut 3 pieces of pattern paper, or 4 pieces of pattern paper from that paper pad. And we are going to add this on to our card. So we're going to start with our largest panel. This is, I believe, 1 3/4 by 5.5. That's going to go on the left-hand side of our card. I can always cut off anything overhanging. Then our next largest piece is our little floral pattern that we used as our color inspiration. So we'll pop that on. Then my next piece is our little plaid pattern. It's going to go right in the center. And it's just 1 inch. I believe this is 1 1/4 or 1 1/2. I don't remember. I'll have to measure everything for y'all. And then we got our little spiderweb piece, which is 1 3/4. Normally I would have written all that down, but I didn't think about it. So we're going to add this to the center of our card. Right there. I have another piece of that spiderweb paper we're going to add to the inside. For our next step is to decorate the inside. So we're going to add just that little piece of pattern paper in there, and then I will trim off all that excess. Okay, now we're going to finish and add in our circle to our card. So we're going to take some foam tape, and I'm going to make sure I overlap my little circle edge frame as best I can. I will trim off any excess overhanging. So we'll just come right around that edge and trim that off. That would be the easiest way to make sure everything's trimmed away. All right, so step 3, we are going to add our focal panel to our card. So we're going to peel our backing off. I'm going to add a little liquid glue behind there. And we're going to take our little girl and we're going to add her to our card front. And then step 5 is to embellish our card. So we're going to add a few of our little Cosmic Rhinestones, as well as our white gel pen highlights. So I'm going to go ahead and do my highlights first. We're going to do a little line and a couple squiggles up there. Same thing on the reverse side, right there. Add a little to the dress. The pleats really, and our little boots. Cover up any thing that went outside of our lines. Then we're going to finish off by adding just a few of our Cosmic Rhinestones. We're going to add 5. So we'll pick these up with our pickup tool. And just add these on. 3 right there. And we've got 1 more right there to finish that off. So we have our odd number. All right, here is a closer look at my Fast and Fabulous card today. Here's a look at our inside with our decorative pattern paper. If you like this video, you're probably gonna like the one coming up right up there. I'll see you in that video. Bye guys, stay crafty, love you.